Hello! Today on the Points Unknown Garage, we're going to be installing an Outback Motortek asymmetrical rack and Mosko Moto Backcountry Panniers and offset kit on my 2019 KTM 790 Adventure.
So, Beth, what do we have here to install?
So we have Outback Motortek rack, which is actually asymmetrical. So one side, the side that is not the exhaust, actually sits in a little tighter to the bike so that you don't have the bags pushed out as far on both sides. And then we have an offset kit for the backcountry panniers from Mosko Moto, which means that one of them is a 35-liter pannier and the other is a 25-liter pannier. And I've done this in a 2-pocket setup, so there'll be one extra pocket on the outside of each of the panniers.
Fancy blue on the inside. So before we can install the beautiful bags on the bike, we need to install the beautiful racks on the bike. So let's make some room in this garage and get this thing going. Full disclosure, while we at Points Unknown have been using Mosko Moto gear on our own for some time, Beth actually works for them now. Although we haven't been commissioned to make this video, we are obviously invested in their success. Installation of the Outback Motortek rack looks pretty straightforward. We've actually already taken the passenger pegs off the 790 just because they're in the way in general of good adventure riding and being able to get really far back. So we've taken those off already. So bike probably looks a little bit different than what you may have. As far as tools required, I think we're going to need, and I haven't done this yet so I'm not positive, but probably a set of Torx bits, regular hex, and Allen bits, ratchet, extensions of various sizes, and blue Loctite, because that's everybody's favorite. And then we've got all the hardware kit and everything to put it all together. So yeah, I'd say let's get to it. First thing is to get this thing fitted up. It just sits like this. Looks like it attaches to this rack attachment place. I guess that's the factory racks there. The rearward bolt for the foot peg, and this back bolt supporting the rear plate. So those are all Torx. So let's get that going. So we've taken out the rearward bolt here. This one didn't have one, and the one here on the passenger peg that we don't have. And then in this slot, we're going to take this guy, which looks just like this. It's got a little tab on the side here and a threaded edge. And we're going to put that here with the tab sticking out so that you can hold on to it while we're tightening it down. It's kind of a cool little feature there. I like that. Temporaried in the one at the front that goes into the foot peg slot so that it's held in place while I put everything else in the bag. It seems to make things easy. It looks like it's a, what size is this? 10 mil for the one in the back. So I grab my ratchet with an extension. I got some Loctite on there, and it goes in. And then it's this piece here that slides in, that way, so it threads on the back. The little tab on the back there, just like that. That looks pretty nice. And then the shorter of the hex head bolts would have to fit here. Oh yeah, you can see that going through. Nice, they give you that little tab just so your finger can hold on there. And then, maybe without the extension this time. Get it snuck in. Okay, there we go. And then for this last guy, we have to switch back to the Allen. And so the torque spec is 23 Newton meters for all these. I guess I shouldn't wait to tighten this down until I got the crossbar on. So let's head over to the other side.
So like we did on the other side, we pulled out the rearward bolt here, and then what would have been the rear passenger peg bolt, so that we can now go in and install the rack.
While we had hoped to get the rack installed without loosening the exhaust, it was just way too difficult to get the passenger peg bolt tightened without doing this. It's a pretty straightforward procedure, as we had previously removed the exhaust in order to remove the passenger pegs a few weeks before. It just requires a T45 Torx socket on the back and a T30 Torx socket for the front. We didn't even have to take the whole thing off, just get it loose enough to pull out of the way to tighten up the rack.
So I couldn't get to this bolt very well with the exhaust in its natural position. So I took out the bolt that holds the back here with a T45, and then I loosened this front connector, which is a T30. I didn't take it all the way off. I just loosened it up so that I could drop this down enough to where I can get in with my Allen head and tighten this bolt. Now I'll put the exhaust back on.
Okay, so then we install the cross piece. It goes to the inside of the rack, so mounted to the inside portion here with the bend in it going up towards the license plate for maximum clearance of wheel there, and then these just go in here. In there like that. We'll put the nylock nuts to the inside. Bolts on the outside, washers on the inside, nylock nut on the inside. And then we'll tighten it all up.
And the torque spec on these was 9.7 Newton meters. And it's an 8mm socket for the head and 10mm for the nut.
Now it's all temped in, we'll torque everything to spec. Down 23 Newton meters on the Allen bolts down here.
Now we're going to install the panniers onto the bike, and one of the things that I need to think about is the orientation of how I want everything to fit on here. So putting some thought into how and where we place the pucks, and then thus this wedge, so that I get the fitment that I want.
So unlike trying to put these things on the tusk racks, like you saw in the Africa Twin video installing the Mosko bags on the tusk rack, the Motortek rack doesn't have a lot of stuff that limits your positioning of the plates and thus the bags, except for the one mounting bar here. So pretty much the only decision we really need to make right at the beginning is whether or not we need to split the pucks on either side of the bar, of this bar, or have them back behind the bar. And then once we get the pucks, just fitted on there, then we can move it around, up and down, do whatever we can do to make it fit right. But we do have to decide where we're going to put it in relation to the bar. Decided we're going to be in front of this plate, and so then it's just a matter of dropping these guys through the plate, dropping them in like that, and then putting the puck on. These tend to be pretty finicky in terms of cross-threading, as we found with the Africa Twin, putting the plates on, so you're going to be really careful not to cross-thread them and get them started. Nice and easy by hand. And once that first one is on, then probably the rest are going to go so much easier, since I don't have to hold on to it. Same with the bottom, puck on the back, screws with Loctite. Get them started, nice and easy by hand. Nothing is cross-threaded. Now we can do it all again on the other side. now that I've got them threaded in a little bit, I can switch to power tools. Now the instructions specifically say not to use power tools, but I'll tell you, it's a lot of threading to put these things in. And I feel like once you've got them hand threaded and you know you're not cross threading, again, it's really easy to cross thread these things, so I certainly wouldn't start this way. But once I've got them started, I know it's not cross threaded and smooth. This is just so much faster than using a hand tool. And again, I'm not tightening them down much, just getting them to snug so I can test fit and decide exactly where I want this thing placed. This is a T20 torque bit. You can see there's just a lot of threading. You can kind of feel where they pop through. On this rack, the screws do pop through, so you can kind of just feel, go by feel as to whether or not they're even. And it's still loose enough to move, but tight enough to where it's not flopping around, so I can now test fit the bags with Beth on the bike and you know, make sure that they're where we want them. I've just put a bunch of clothing and random stuff in this bag just to give you the idea of what it'll look like fully loaded. Yeah, and then as far as where we want it vertically, I'd say, you know, we want it to be straight up and down versus leaning forward or anything. But
correct. Yep.
That's just me.
That's how I would. Let's start there.
So now that we got it test fit and we kind of know where we want it, we can see where these sit just like this to make it vertical, and we'll make that happen. Once we got it snugged in, then we'll just hand tighten with the ratchet. Again, trying to keep it even on the back, and it's just hand tight. We got the Loctite on there, so it's not going to loosen up. I'm using a ratchet because I like ratchets, but the kit does come with its own T20 tool, which you can just throw in the toolbox and have it available in case these things ever loosen up. Again, with the Loctite, pretty doubtful. And that pretty much does it.
It's an asymmetric rack, so it comes out farther on the side with the exhaust, obviously to clear the exhaust, and then tucks in closer on the non-exhaust side. And then I did an offset pannier kit. So this is a 25-liter backcountry bag on the exhaust side, and then a 35-liter on the non-exhaust side. So in the end, it kind of ends up looking almost symmetric off the back of the bike, because you have the shorter rack with the bigger bag and the wider portion of the rack with the narrower bag. So it ends up looking a little bit more even, and you know, that of course makes you ride better. Okay, so for my set of panniers, I selected to go with a 2-pocket system. So on the outside of each of the panniers, on each side, there's the opportunity to put 2 dry bags, 2 additional dry bags, or aux pockets, if you will. So in this case, I'll just have 1 on each bag. And you have to be careful when you do an offset kit, because the 4-liter aux pocket goes with the 25-liter and the 5-liter goes with the 35-liter. With the hardware kit, comes with each pocket, there's going to be a selection of T-nuts and little Torx head bolts. And what you'll do is these T-nuts actually need to go inside little Velcro pockets inside your bag. So when you open up your pannier, there's a dry bag, but you can move that aside, it's just Velcroed in. And then if you were to reach your arm down and in along where you see the outside holes, you'll actually feel these little Velcro covers, and you'll pull that back and that opens the hole up. So if I can find one of my bolts here really quick. So before it like stopped, it wouldn't go anywhere, and now I open it up and the bolt would go all the way in the hole. So you'll take one of your T-nuts, which have these nice little prongs, which will hold them in place, help to hold them in place, and you stick your T-nut in the hole, and then you put the Velcro back over it, and that'll hold it in. And you're gonna go and you're gonna do it for all 5 of the openings that you have, for however many pockets that you have. Thank you for joining us today in the Points Unknown garage, where we installed an Outback Motortek rack and a Mosko Moto Backcountry offset kit onto my KTM 790, and now we've got to get packed up so we can actually go for a ride and test these buggers out. What do you think?
Indeed. Thanks for watching. If you like what you saw, please hit the like button. If you want to see more videos like this, please hit subscribe. We try to release videos on a monthly basis. If you have questions, please don't hesitate to leave a comment below. We respond as soon as we can to any and all comments that we receive, and can definitely help you out if you have questions about the install or any of the other videos that we have on Points Unknown, or if you have a specific request for a video, please don't hesitate to ask. Thank you so much for watching.